Hey guys, this is Ryan here, and I'm going to show you how to install a highway bar. The parts that are used are the highway bar itself. We have what we call the buggy bolt, and it's a bracket for that, and then two U-bolts here. You'll need a tape measure, 13 millimeter. You can use a speed wrench or just a regular wrench, and some Loctite. So to get yourself ready for installation, there's a couple things you need to move out of the way first. You have your horn here, and you should be able to just push it over to the other side. And then with your clutch cable here, go ahead and push that over. You might, this upper retaining piece here, you might need to slide down a little bit because one of the brackets is going to sit right above that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our buggy bolt here, and rather than just going over the frame, the threads could potentially scratch the powder coat. We're just going to go ahead, start at one end, slide around, meet right in the middle there. Go ahead and slide the highway bars through, and that opening is going to go right over the exhaust there. So go ahead and hold in this position. It's just so it doesn't swing down. If you want, you can kind of prop your foot just to prevent it from hitting the fender or swing arm. Now this is that backing bracket. You'll see that it has a tapered edges to it, so it essentially follows the frame in the front here. So we'll go ahead, get that bracket through, and the bolts should pop through the holes here. And then once you have that, go ahead and take your nuts and thread them on. Now you don't want to let go, reason being because it's loose and this could drop and potentially just fall out through the frame there. So we're going to hold it in place. And I'm going to go ahead and get one of these U-bolts on the back side here, feed it through. So we're going to Loctite these nuts eventually, but this is just to kind of hold it in place for now. If you wanted to, just so it doesn't fall, you can take your 13 millimeter and snug them up just a little bit, just to kind of hold the highway bar in place. See, it still slid, so I'm going to go a little further. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and focus on the other side. So same process as the other side. You might have to kind of flex the highway bar just a little bit to get the U-bolt in the hole. There we go. Okay, so at this point, we don't need to put nuts on there quite yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do our next step of Loctiting all the threads. So you just need a little bit. In every highway bar kit that you buy, we supply a small bit of Loctite for you, so you don't need to go get any. Thread that on. Go ahead and do the other side now. All right, now we need to get Loctite on the upper bolt here. So let's go ahead and loosen up these again. Now, after we did that, the next thing that we need to check out for is making sure the highway bars are centered left and right of the frame. So from doing a number of these, I know that butted up to the edge of that buggy bolt there and looking all the way over here where this weld is, that weld needs to sit about let's say 7 1/8. So it looks to be, there it just shifted over a little bit. It's going to be right in that area right there. So I'm going to go ahead and snug up these bolts just a little bit. And then to confirm that, I'm going to walk over to the other side. Again, to the edge of the bracket there, and it sits about 7 1/8, maybe about a 7 1/4, but that's marginal range to put it. So from here you can go ahead and start just tightening all the nuts down. As far as where the threads sit and how far you should torque, I get the threads to sit flush with the nuts. If they go a little past, that's fine. And you can see they're not quite flush, they sit a little past, and that's totally fine, but you don't want to tighten too much to where you're going to stretch and strip the threading. There you have it. That's how you install some highway bars.